Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel once again. My name is Christian, and in today's video we are going to look at what it took us to build the foundation of this 5-bedroom mansion. This mansion covers an area of 312 square meters, and it's 5-bedroom, but this is just the ground floor. So in this video we'll only look at the foundation, what it took us to have this foundation built. Usually on buildings, it's the foundations that are usually quite costly compared to all the construction phases, and bungalow foundations are not as costly as storage structures because those storage structures carry more load compared to bungalows. Storage structures, by the way, are those structures that have more than one floor. But those storage structures, what makes their foundations quite costly is because they have starter columns and they have pad footings which are reinforced with iron bars. Those starter columns are tied to the pad footings, so that's what makes their foundations quite costly. Yes. So what do you need to start the construction of the foundation? First of all, what you begin with is allocating all the column positions of a structure. You use the structural engineer's drawing and then locate wherever the columns are supposed to be. Then once that is done, you excavate and then put pad footings below. Then tie those starter columns onto the pad footings that are below. Then once that is done, you now go ahead and then start excavating the trenches for the plinth wall. Then after excavating the plinth wall trenches, you start the building of the plinth wall. Now when we look at the plinth wall height of this particular mansion of ours, you realize that there is a difference in the heights. This lower side is the lower side of our plinth wall has a high plinth wall height compared to this upper side, and it's because there's a difference in the land terrain of this plot. It's slopy, so that is why you can see that this lower side has a high plinth wall compared to this upper side. So this lower side, actually it has plinth beam in its plinth wall, and I earlier talked about why plinth beams are applied in plinth walls. So it has a plinth beam and it also has a ground beam. So once the construction of the plinth wall is done, we can now start with the backfilling of the maram. We backfill that hollow space between the plinth wall with maram. Then once that is done, we compact that maram and then add a layer of hardcore on top of the maram to strengthen the foundation more. Then after adding the hardcore, we can add a layer of sand blinding on top of the hardcore. Then that sand blinding is ready to receive DPM. Now that DPM, by the way, DPM is so important in foundation of structures because when you add that DPM, it avoids that structural dampness in structures. Yes, it will cut off that moisture capillarity from the ground levels to the floor of the house, to the ground floor of the house, and also the walls as well. So it is important that you have DPM applied in your foundation of a house. So once that is done, we can now add BRC on top of the DPM. So this BRC will also avoid those excessive cracks that are likely to affect the floor of your house. So it is important that you have that BRC added. So once that is done, our slab is ready for casting. So we can now go ahead and cast our slab. The fact that we are ready with everything put in the slab in the foundation. So after casting, we'll see what comes next in the next video. Please keep following. Thank you very much for always watching, and if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscription button. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. I guarantee you that we'll be bringing you more and more concerning engineering and architecture. God bless you. I remain Christian.